So let's now go and have Dr. Seguerra speak so she can share to all of us her story, her background, how she was introduced with this product, and how this product number one has helped her personally. Okay, so Doctora, have you already unmuted yourself?
Yes, hello.
Hello, Doki.
Hi, Christian. Hi, everyone. You had a beautifully delivered discussion about the benefits of the terahertz of ITeraCare uh, device. But it's not the device; it's the energy that it delivers to that. So we are on the same page in that. It's the content of the device that is giving us the benefits. So once again, good morning everyone. I'm here in the Philippines. My name is Dr. Clinia. I would prefer to be called that way. You know, if you're a woman, your family name changes. When you're single, you have a different family name. And when you get married, you get a different family name. But the first name always stays. So I would prefer to call myself to be called Dr. Clinia. I'm a family physician. I'm practicing here in the Philippines. And I also have an academic load with a medical university here in the Philippines, and I teach medicine. So at this point, oh, we have a great audience before us. But in the entire world, in 2021, our population was at 7.9 billion. So there are a lot of bodies who would need the terahertz device to keep ourselves healthy. Christian had a very nice discussion about its benefits. But the only way to find out if a wellness protocol works if, is to see if it works for you. And in my case, when I was introduced to the terahertz physiotherapy device sometime in October, they were introduced to me by Christian and Jasmine. So these are friends, old friends. We have known each other for more than a decade. And so when you trust the person who is delivering you a new awareness of something that pertains to a health, you have no doubts and you readily embrace it. And I immediately, in my case, I immediately tried it on myself. But long before I tried the device, sometime in September, Jasmine and Christian had already been communicating with me about this new technology. And I started looking it up in the different research engines. So that when I got hold of the device, I immediately used it on the evening that I received it. When I woke up the next day, very early the next day, I woke up with a very bad headache. And so I thought, this must be the healing crisis, I said. I was on a hypertensive medications, 6 of them. And by the way, I'm now 70. I'm 70 years old. But when I got the device in October, I was still 69. I turned 70 in March. So on the morning, right after the evening that I used the device, I woke up with a severe headache and my blood pressure was at 160 over 100. So I said, this must be a healing crisis. And so I immediately took in a medication, um, a drug that we normally give to emergency cases in the emergency room. And immediately the the hypertension and the headache were relieved. So it kept me wondering, and it started me into a research in chasing what really this terahertz technology is like. And I discovered that it is not it is not new. The principle is as old as the earth itself, because this terahertz energy treatment resonates with nature, and we are earthlings. We have we survive, we are nurtured by the energies of the earth. And so that has been the beginning of a long process, and even until now, my responses are still
Yes,
my responses are
louder.
still a work in progress. But I am certain that every day I could feel that my body is being invigorated instead of deteriorating as time passes by. I will tell you the story about my sister. So right now, um, before I go to my sister, right now, when I was introduced to ITeraCare, I was using 6 different drugs to maintain my blood pressure, keep my blood pressure at a normal level. Right now, I am only down to one pill combination, and it is resting my kidneys. My organs don't have to deal with so much drugs anymore. With that one pill combination and the terahertz therapy that I do on myself every night, sometimes I skip a day. I am down to one pill, and I have noticed that my stride has become lighter. I didn't realize that for the past 10 years, I was no longer able to feel my feet. Now it feels like there is something that is going on in there, and it feels like I'm wearing a loose stockings. But I could now feel the feel of my slippers and the feel of my shoes. So I'm still a work in progress, but everything is going towards a positive recovery. Okay, so another story is the one that I will share with you. It's the story of my sister. My sister is not here in the Philippines. She lives in another country. She's 12 years younger than me, and she was diagnosed with goiter. When she communicated with me, she told me that she would go through surgery for her goiter, and that they will remove her thyroid gland. So when I learned about it, I told her to defer the operation, defer the surgery. We will send her the terahertz, the ITeraCare device. So it got to her after a week of being transported from the Philippines to where she lives now. And within a month of using that, of course, she deferred her surgery. And when the doctor knew that the surgeon knew that the surgery will not push through, and that she got a device from the Philippines that she will work on with for her goiter, a physiotherapy device. Her surgeons loved her. Anyway, after a month of using the ITeraCare device, she noticed that when she started, all of the entire anterior portion of her neck was filled with a mass, and it was hard. And then after a month of blowing on that portion, the mass has diminished to half its size from the upper portion to the middle, and it is only occupied the lower portion of the neck, and then it has softened. And she never felt weak. She got better. She felt active and alive. And now she is continuing to treat herself with the device. Of course, together with a healthy lifestyle. We cannot we cannot be healthy with using drugs or medications. The only way to be healthy, I believe, is to live in consonance with nature and live a healthy lifestyle. So that's it. There are many more experiences, but I would like to be able to hear from yours. I know everyone here may have a question. And there is one more thing, a disclaimer. I am doing the business, this ITeraCare distribution business, and that the discussions that we have here are not intended to be a medical advice, because you are not my patients and you are not, and I am not your attending doctor. So this is only for general information. And the discussions that we will talk about here are not to replace the advice of your doctor, of your personal doctor. So that's it. That is my disclaimer. Let us help each other understand how this works.
Yeah, so that's really great, Doki. Thank you for being able to just share to us your background, Doctora Seguerra, to this amazing product, your personal journey. And thank you also for making it sure that this, for giving us that disclaimer. Okay, so I will be the facilitator and I'll be calling the names of one by one. So as I have said, as a rule of engagement, you raise your hand and we'll give you an opportunity to ask one question and another follow-up question, and then we will be giving the floor to, as a Doctora Seguerra will be able to answer, then we will also be giving the floor to other participants. Okay, because we are more than 100 here. We want to give as many chances as possible to all the rest that has joined. Okay, I'm seeing here the hands of Sean being raised. Sean, you can now please unmute yourself and then you can ask your question.
Hello.
Hello, Sean.
So I want to ask a question for a patient of mine. She's having a biopsy on her breast, and they inserted a very small piece of metal in as a marker in her breast while she's doing the biopsy. Because she suspects that there might be cancer there, she'd really like to blow her breast. And I don't know the advice to give her, but apparently the marker is like the size of a quarter of a grain of rice. It's not a very big marker in her body. What's the rule of thumb for blowing on small particles like that of metal? It is titanium.
Okay. It has been said in the literature on the ITeraCare device that if you have some implants, you do not blow on that portion. You can blow on the areas around it.
Yeah.
And what is the principle why we do that? It is because the terahertz energy resonates with the normal vibrations of our cells. So if we are exposed to the so many electromagnetic frequencies that are all around us, the cell membrane particularly will the voltage of the cell membrane of every cell becomes diminished and allows the entry of so many things that are not needed to be there. And so the cell goes crazy and it becomes sick in areas that we are vulnerable. So, but when you blow the terahertz energy into these cells that have been damaged, then the cells will pick up the normal energy, and then they will resonate with the normal cells, and that is when healing will start.
So even if not a very small particle of metal is in the body, then it's just avoid that area, yes?
Just avoid that area, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Oh, thank you for the doctora. So another one, may I call Irish?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Hi, Iris.
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much for your presence. And the question I would like to ask is I have quite a few people who talk about blood pressure, high blood pressure, hypertension. And since you mentioned that, what I would like to know is where do you blow or not blow these frequencies on yourself in order to for those people to have that benefit? Because for some people, they feel it may have made their blood pressure higher. Do you know what I'm saying? And yes. So I'd like to hear your feedback on that.
Yeah, actually, we have to know the reason why one is having hypertension. It is because the peripheral vessels have increased their pressure. Maybe
Mhm.
there is a blockage. There is a lot of cholesterol plaques along the way, and it burdens the heart to pump blood against an increased peripheral pressure in the blood vessels. So
Mhm.
when you blow yourself with the terahertz energy, you can blow it on your heart. The heart is right just behind your breastbone,
Mhm.
and it is slanted to the left side. The apex is slanted to the left side, and you can blow yourself in the entire body because the entire body is supplied with blood vessels and capillaries. And it says in the literature that the first ones that came out that when you have hypertension, do not blow it on the ground.
Yes, I wondered about that. Mhm.
Yeah, and I think I have a theory of that. It has something to do with with uh, the crown chakra.
Yes.
Yeah, it opens up the crown chakra. It opens up,
Mhm.
and it has to be protected. I I don't really know a lot about to explain it, but if the crown chakra is protected, then all the chakras beneath that will be safe from exploding. I think that is my theory. I have studied energy medicine under Donna Eden. I
Yeah. Oh, yes. Me
took a
too.
course
Mhm.
from here. Yeah,
Yes.
no, that's good news. I took a course on energy medicine under Donna Eden.
Mhm.
Okay, so those are the knowledge that we know about as of the moment. The technology, the terahertz technology is new. It
Doktora Clinia, I think you're on mute, Doktora Clinia. Na-mute po yung line nyo.
okay. I'm sorry for that. I must have been muted. Okay, so Christian, Please keep my line unmuted, okay? We can get too excited. And please call my attention if you don't hear me. So as I was saying, the technology, the terahertz technology is new, and it provides us with a permanent source of frequency as that of the sun at 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning, which nourishes the earth and it includes us because we live here on earth. And there was a news clip a long time ago. It says that when astronauts come from outer space from their voyages, they feel weak, even to the point of being sick. And the explanation was that they have been out of the range of the energies of the earth. So we have to be continually connected to earth so that we will be continually nourished with the energies that keep us healthy.
Oh, thank you, Doctora, for the
Yes.
wonderful inputs, and thank you, Irish. Okay, so let me now call Soraya, Sondraya.
Okay. Hello. Yes, I'm
Hi.
Sandrea. Okay. I truly want to know that since this ITeraHeart brings cells back to the healthy stage, why is it that we're told in the literature not to use it on fractures? I don't understand it. And why I'm asking is that when I first got my wand, a couple of days after I got it, I took a tumble, and when I tumbled, I really hurt my finger bad. So I have my terahertz. I thought, okay, I'm gonna just wave that finger. Well, I didn't know, but that finger ended up being fractured because I have bone density problems, and so at any, I could have a fracture and not even know it, you know. So I am concerned about that. Why this device? We're told not to use it on fractures when it. Yeah, I think you got my question right.
Yeah. Was it your thumb?
No, it was my ring finger on the left hand. I heard a lot of things. I actually fractured my wrist on the right hand and my ring on the left. But the right hand didn't hurt very much, so I didn't bother about that. But the ring finger, oh, that was painful. So I really used the wand a lot. And that was little over a month ago, and that finger is still sore. I stopped using it afterwards. For the most part on that finger. I'm using it for other things, but is that a question and
Yeah, I
answer?
think you still have to continue to use it on the ring finger. I tell you about an experience I had not so long ago. I think it was about 3 weeks ago. I had a fall. I slipped on a wet floor. So when I fell, I landed in my buttocks, and then I and then reflexly I extended my finger, and together with my buttocks and with my hand, I landed hard on the floor. So immediately when I was able to get up, I noticed that my right thumb and the lower portion of that has become edematous and painful. So what I did, since I have my ITeraCare device with me, both in the house and in my workplace. So when I got into the office, I have my ITeraCare device in my drawer. I started blowing it out, and it didn't get healed. The edema it took a week, over a week for the edema to subside. but the pain has diminished. So there are really so many things that, so many explanations that you would like to know. And I gather based on my readings that when something is injured in the body, the cells get broken also, and it needs to be repaired. So when you expose them to the right frequencies, which is 300 to ilaganito 30 micrometer to 3000 micrometer, that's the frequency of the ITeraCare device. When our cells are exposed to that over and over again, then the healing will start immediately, and it will continue. So in your case, Sandraya, I would advise that you continue to build on those areas, especially on your ring finger.
But then why does ITeraCare, in the packaging, when I got the wand, it says on there not to use it on fractures. And did you actually fracture your thumb? I mean, I actually fractured my finger. They had to x-ray it to find out that it was fractured.